All right, she suspected her husband was having an affair with her daughter's teacher after he sent her flowers asking her to lunch. So did she ever call him out or not? Mo's got the recap.
All right, so this story was originally on May 21st of 2024. A year ago, Candace's husband was barely involved in their daughter's parent-teacher conferences, school events, and etc. But this year, after attending their daughter's orientation, her husband did a complete 180. Candace suspected it was because their daughter's teacher was a stunning young woman, so we helped her test her husband with our War of the Roses. Candace's husband fell for the trap by sending flowers to their daughter's teacher with a note thanking the teacher and asking her out to lunch. We all agreed this was problematic, and she needed to address this as soon as possible. So Kristen suggested Candace sit down with her husband and read the note he wrote for their teacher and get his reaction. Did Candace take our advice or not? Cassie has the update.
Bert Show. Although Kristen's idea was great, I didn't want him to know that I was onto his shenanigans. I watched his behavior for a couple of weeks after speaking to y'all. And when the time was right, I got a hold of his phone and when he went to bed. I had also made arrangements for my daughter to have a sleepover at her best friend's, and it's a good thing that I did. I found messages between him and our daughter's teacher.
Wow, got him.
The two did end up going out for lunch and, quote, had a great time. And as I continued to scroll through their messages, I found flirty texts. And if that wasn't bad enough, it got way worse.
How much?
When I saw nudes in their
worse.
text chain. And as you can expect, I was pissed. I didn't sleep at all. Meanwhile, he slept like a baby.
Wow.
When he woke up the next morning, he woke up to a packed suitcase. I threw his phone at him and told him to leave. He knew what I had found, and he had nothing to say but, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. He said some stuff after that, but honestly, I was seeing red and didn't even hear what else he said. I was in no mood to hear his excuses, so I kicked him out.
Icon behavior.
We're currently separated, and I have no desire to reconcile. He's tried several times to get back in my good graces, but how can I ever trust him again? As for our daughter's teacher, I chose not to confront her. Instead, I requested my daughter be moved to a different classroom. The hardest part is trying to explain all of this to my daughter. Thanks for helping me discover that my soon-to-be ex is a total a-hole.
I'm sorry this happened to her, but I admire the way that she responded to this, because I know it would have upset me to have this information and you can't sleep because of it, and then you watching them just sleep like a baby, like nothing is going wrong, and to just be able to handle that swiftly, like, nah, I'm done with you, you out my life. I admire that.
Could the teacher be fired for that?
I
don't think so.
Unless, I don't think legally, but I'm sure it's against most schools' ethical code of conduct, right? For teachers, especially because it might give a kid an unfair
that's
advantage.
what I'm saying. Like an ethical thing where they could be fired for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, she probably shouldn't put it on a resume, that's for sure.
Getting really those parent-teacher conferences, man.
Probably, yeah.
They are so good. All right, well, Cassie, I'm actually kind of curious. Like, what would you do if, let's say hypothetically in some alternate universe, you found out Chad was getting on with Hazel's teacher? Like, what would you say to Hazel if she was, do we know how old the daughter was? Like 8 years old, maybe?
I actually really liked the way this woman handled it. I think I would probably just explain to her that she's a bad teacher, and I would just leave it at that. Because I go back to, I'm not going to go ahead and air adults' laundry to a child. They don't have the emotional capacity to understand. It's going to hurt them more because they don't understand. So I think I would just say, there's something wrong with her teaching style, and this new teacher will be better for you.
Yeah, she sucks.
The Bert Show.